Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I hope you are doing good. So today we'll try to understand what is GRC in ServiceNow. So GRC means governance, risk and compliance. You might have heard about it. So let's try to understand what is GRC and why most of the company needs this module in ServiceNow. So let's get started. So first I want to highlight the agenda of today's video. So we are going to discuss about what is GRC in ServiceNow, and I'm going to provide you overview of GRC applications like policy and compliance management, risk management, audit management and vendor risk management. So these are the main module of GRC. So we are going to discuss about it one by one, and I'm going to let you know what all plugins are required to be installed in ServiceNow. So it doesn't come along with ServiceNow. We have to install some of the plugins. Then only we would be able to find all the GRC module. So I'm going to show you that. Okay. So if you come here and you try to try policy or any of the module from GRC, you won't be able to find it. Okay. So because we don't have plugins installed in it. So I'm going to show that, and along with this I'm going to provide you side by side demo like how all the modules of GRC looks and what all things has to be configured, like whenever we are trying to maintain compliance. So what all module comes under compliance management. So I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to let you know what are the benefits of having GRC in any of the organization. Along with that I'm going to highlight key points of GRC. And lastly, we are going to discuss who uses this GRC module in any of the organization. Okay, so let's get started and try to understand. What is GRC? What is governance, risk and compliance in ServiceNow? So GRC respond to business risk in real time. So why we need GRC in any of organization? Because it respond to business risk in real time scenario. So it identifies the risk in real-time scenario. It connects security and IT with an integrated risk program that offers continuous monitoring. And this monitoring is not manual, it is automated. Something is not sitting and manually monitoring it. It has been automated. And it offers prioritization and automation. That's why it's very important nowadays. ServiceNow GRC helps transform inefficient processes across your extended enterprise into an integrated risk program. Through continuous monitoring and automation, the GRC application delivers a real-time view of compliance and risk, improve decision making, and increase performance across your organization and with vendors. So it is something which is continuous monitoring and automation automated. Okay, and GRC application deliver a real-time view of compliance. So any of organization is having a lot of policies, compliance, and we are there to follow it. So how it is being controlled? So most of the organization is using GRC because it is very efficient way. So any of organization can use, and it can extend to an integrated risk program. Okay, and through continuous monitoring and automation, it delivers a real-time view of compliance and risk, which improve decision making and which increase performance across any of organization with vendor. Okay, so only ServiceNow applications can connect the business, security, and IT with an integrated risk framework that transforms manual, sold, and inefficient processes into unified program that is built on single platform. So GRC is one of the application, very important application in ServiceNow, which connect the business, security, and IT with an integrated risk framework. And it is helping in manual and inefficient process into very much unified program that is built on this single platform. Okay, so this is why GRC is very important nowadays. And ServiceNow has discovered this GRC module, and it has integrated everything together in ServiceNow in a single platform. Okay, so let's go to next topic. So now we have to learn about what are the plugins which required to be installed in ServiceNow to start working on GRC. So let's navigate to service now and we'll try to install the plugin first. Okay. So let's go to plugins. So we have list of the plugins, right? And you have some filter here. So you can filter all the applications, ServiceNow product. Now we have to search for, GRC, policy and compliance management. So I'm going to type GRC here and let's see how many plugins are coming. So you could see there are a lot of plugins which have, come here. So let's search for GRC, policy and compliance management. So let's search for that. Okay, so you could see here this one, GRC, policy and compliance management. So you have to install it. Along with this, we have to install other plugins also. So let's install it first. You can select load demo data. So you are able to see some of the demo data in that table, like policy, and there are multiple, table in the GRC. So which all table are related to policy and compliance management. So you could see some of the demo data in there. So maybe we can check this and we can install it. So it takes bit of time. So you have to wait and you have to install all the plugins one by one. So this is the list of plugin which you have to install. So I am installing these plugins and I'll come back. Okay. So guys, you could see here this GRC policy and compliance management plugin has been installed. Along with this GRC policy and compliance management dependency plugin also got installed, right? Okay. So we have installed all the plugins. So I have installed for GRC risk management, and GRC risk management dependency got installed along with the risk management. And I have installed plugin for audit as well. So I'm just showing which all plugins you have to install. So GRC audit management and GRC audit management dependency. And after that you have to, for dashboard purpose, you have to install advanced dashboard. Okay, so this one, if you want to create any dashboard and if you want to monitor anything related to GRC module, you have to create you have to install this GRC advanced dashboard, so you can create your own dashboard and you can monitor and you can check according to your requirement. So plugin wise we are good. So let's go to next topic. And we are having four main application in GRC. So first is policy and compliance management, second is risk management, third audit management, and last one is vendor risk management. So we'll try to understand one by one. So let's get started with policy and compliance management. Okay. So before starting with policy and compliance, I have made this very simple slide. So you have, you can get idea about it. What is GRC exactly? So GRC means you already know that governance, risk and compliance. So governance are the rule or policy which is formed by any organization which we have to follow it. So like for example, if you join any of organization, so we have set of policies which we have to follow inside the company, right? So something is related to governance, same the policy formation which somebody has to follow, whether it's third party tool, vendor, customer, or maybe their own employer. So they have to follow set of rules that is comes under governance. Now let's talk about risk. So what happens when you don't follow the rules or there are no right rules in place? So there will be risk, right? So how we can manage that risk? So that comes under risk management. And now let's talk about compliance. How an organization analyze whether rules are working or being followed. So there should be some compliance, right? So we can monitor whether whatever rule has been, configured or formed, those are being followed or not. if rule are not being followed, there might be some risk, right? So we have to analyze that risk. We have to monitor whether everything is going smoothly, rules are being followed. So for that purpose, this GRC module has been introduced in ServiceNow. So using a single platform, ServiceNow, we can do all of them. We can make the policy, we can monitor the risk, we can analyze the risk, and we can have compliance also. We can follow whether all the rules, all the policies, all the standard are being maintained or not. So that's why GRC is quite important, and every industry is following this GRC. So let's go to our next topic and understand what is policy and compliance. Okay. The ServiceNow Policy and Compliance Management product provides a centralized process for creating and managing policies, standard and internal control procedures. The process automatically cross-map the procedures to external regulations. Also, the application provides structured workflows for the identification, assessment, and continuous monitoring of control activities. So, what is policy and compliance? So, we are pretty much aware about the policy because we are, familiar with this term policy because we have already heard this policy and compliance so many times. So, whenever we join any new company, we have, ethics training. We have some of the policy which we have to go through and understand. So, policy is just the same, similar to that. So, we create, policy and compliance management to provide a centralized process for creating and managing policies. So, by using this policies compliance management, we can create new policies, standards, and internal control procedures. So, what are the procedures, right? So, everything has been defined under policy. So, by using this policy and compliance, we can create policies, we can maintain policies, and the process automatically cross maps the procedure to external regulation. Also, the application provides a structured workflow for the identification, assessment, and continuous monitoring of control activities. So, policy and compliance, this application is having a structured workflow which helps to identify, assess, and continuous monitoring of control activities. And it automate and manage policy life cycles and continuously monitor for compliance. So, this policy is having entire life cycle. I'll take you through it in upcoming session, like entire policy life cycle, and it continuously monitor for compliance. Like whatever policy has been made, that is being followed or not. We are having continuous monitoring on compliance thing, internal goals and objective, and external legislation and regulation. So we make policies based on internal goals and objectives, and externally we have to regulate whether it's being followed or not, right? So I am pretty much sure you might got idea about what is policy and compliance. Now let's navigate to next slide. So next slide is all about policy and compliance management. Centralize the following activities. So first, establish control and control owners. Okay. So for policy and compliance management, there are multiple activities which are arranged here. And first is stabilizing the control and control owners. So there are some of the controls, restriction, and for that there will be control owner who will be checking that. Like if we are having some controls or policy, so somebody has to be taking care of that, right? Whether it's being followed or not. So for that purpose, we have controls and control owners. Second, define control, taste, and expected result. So like what is expected out of that control, we have to define that. So part of that, uh, test cases are being prepared and expected result. So for that, for activity one, what has to be like what is expected, right? So everything has been defined, and as well as expected result will be also defined in control test. Okay. And after that, establish test and control frequencies. So like we have to define the frequency, like uh, at what time, like there will be some kind of regression testing. So we have to test it after certain time. So kind of frequency we have to define for test and control. And after that, identify risk, impact, and likelihood. We have to identify the risk and impact also, right? And then only we can take care of risk. We, until and unless we will not recognize it, what is the risk, we cannot take care of that. So for that purpose, we have to identify the risk and impact. Prepare attestations. So this is also part of policy. So whenever we identify some risk, we have to come over from it. So for that purpose, we prepare attestation. This is kind of survey kind of thing. Like if we get any feedback from any of policy, so we can take it and we can prepare attestation. And as part of it, we can improvise our policy, right? So kind of that, and map authoritative sources to policies. All right. So next go to next slide and try to understand why policy and compliance is required. So why any of organization needs policy and compliance? Okay. So a culture of policy and compliance helps organizations meet their business goals while avoiding unnecessary risk. But manual compliance method can leave your company vulnerable to missing a critical regulation. So this policy and compliance management help any of organization to meet their business goal, and it avoids unwanted risk, unnecessary risk. Okay. And it is not something manual, I've already told you. This has been automated. So it saves time, and it cannot leave your company in vulnerable state, and it cannot miss something critical regulation. So we can have some kind of error in manual thing, right? But if we have automated, so very less chance to have something missed, or something critical regulation, mm, it cannot be missed, right? So for that purpose, we need this policy and compliance management in any of organization. So it will not leave your company into vulnerable state. It will save you from any critical risk. Who uses policy and compliance management? So policy and compliance activities involve all level of management. Okay. A key function to good governance involves the establishment of a strong organization structure. So from board of directors to IT steering committee, from audit committee to all levels of management are using this policy and compliance management. So it helps to build a very strong organizational structure. And this is kind of, a picture which shows kind of architecture, not exactly, but you could see here what all things are being taken care and how. So this is governance and oversight. So mainly we are having, three section, right? Security, operation, GRC, and GRC and audit. So you could see here in security operation, security incident response, vulnerability response, and GRC we are main focusing on policy and compliance management now, but we are having a lot of things, a lot of other active applications like risk management, vendor risk management, audit management. So we'll talk about later. So for now, we have to consider policies, standards, and regulation. And I want to highlight this dashboard reporting and analytics. So we are using reporting, dashboard, and analytics to identify, no, to form a policies and to maintain a standard and regulation. So these are the module basically we are using in policy and compliance, like authority documents, citations, and next we are having policy and policy exceptions, control and control objectives. So we'll talk about it. We are having workflow also, and we are having this admin part also, roles, groups, ACL, and more of we are using dashboard to monitor, to get information. We are having a lot of reports. So whoever is using GRC, they are using dashboard reports, and for backend workflow, a lot of things like we are using a script also, like how we are using a script in ITSM module, business rule, client script, UI action, a lot of script, right? Server side script and client side script. So the same kind of scripting are being used here also, and we are having integration also. We'll talk about it later in our upcoming session or videos. We are having a lot of tables, application menus, notification. So these are kind of same thing from ITSM. Apart from there are some additional things. We are having some additional tables where we are creating policies, and we are regulating these policies, and we are categorizing policies into different, like for HR there are set of different policies, for finance, for different department wise there are various or different policies. So kind of thing we are categorizing in authority documents and citations. So we'll talk about it in our upcoming videos. So let's navigate to next slide, and we'll try to understand what is risk. Okay, so in under risk we are having monitor, identify, treat and evaluate. So we are going to talk about risk. So risk is inherent exposure, vulnerability and threats. The ServiceNow risk management product provides a centralized process to identify the risk, assess the risk and respond to the risk, and continuously monitor the enterprise and IT risk that may negatively impact the business operation. Obviously, if there is any risk, it can impact the business operation. That's why we are monitoring continuously, and we are identifying the risk if there is any, to maintain our business operation. It should go smoothly. The application also provides a structured workflow for the management of risk assessment, risk indicators and risk issues. So risk management is especially deal about risk, right? It monitor, it identifies the risk and it treat the risk also. So whenever there's any risk, we need treatment for that. So risk management does that part also, and it evaluate also. Enable fine-grained business impact analysis to appropriately prioritize and respond to risk. And we have a number of risks. So according to priority, based on the priority, we can identify the risk which is having higher priorities. We'll deal with it first, right? The same way we have automated in such a way, so it will prioritize the risk and it will respond to risk in that manner. Use risk data to scope and prioritize audit plans and automate cross functional processes. Okay, so they are having risk data to scope, so basis on that this prioritize the audit plan and automate the cross functional processes. Now let's talk about key activities of risk management. Once key roles are identified, work together to identify the following items. So these are the main key activities for risk management. So how we deal with the risk management, what we do in the risk management, there are some key activities which we are talking about. So first, determine what level of risk the organization is willing to accept. So if you do anything, there are some kind of risk, right? So we have to be prepared and we have to decide what level of risk we can deal with. So first, determination, what level of risk any organization can take and is willing to take. Get risk data in place and then determine what is acceptable. Develop a risk management policy through risk frameworks and statements. So it has to develop a risk management policy. How can we manage with the risk, whatever risk we are going to get probably. So we have to deal with that. For that, there is some kind of you know thing in place, right? Like they have to develop a risk management policy through risk frameworks and statements. Develop risk assessment and response procedures. So they have to develop the risk assessments, okay, and then they can respond to the procedures. Implement control to reduce your organization exposure to risk. So we have to mm, create some of the control to reduce the organizational risk. So if we have any risk, we try to compensate with that, right? We try to reduce that risk. So for that, we have to create some of the control. Like we have to follow this, then we might have lesser risk. So kind of those kind of thing we have to make it and repeat on regular interval. And we have to check whether whatever steps has been defined to minimize the risk, whether those steps are being followed or not. Measure your risk exposure and improvements. So obviously you have to measure your risk exposure and we have to try to get it improved every time. So improvement is required. So yeah. Okay, so let's talk about benefits of risk management. So continuously monitor to identify high impact risk. improve your risk-based decision making, and reduce reaction time from days to minutes. Okay. Second, faster risk-based decision making that involves in prioritization of activities based on automated risk scores to work on the most critical risk first. Okay. Third is increased performance. So how it increases performance? So risk management embedded in automated cross-functional activities eliminates work interruptions. Okay. And it effectively communicate risk. So real-time insights and role-based dashboards make reporting at all levels easier and faster. Okay. So it helps in effectively communicate risk. Stay on the top of risk. So mobile interfaces provide the information you need to do your job anytime and anywhere. So using mobile interface, it becomes very easy. So it provides the information which you need to do your job from anywhere and anytime. So now we are trying to understand who uses risk management in this slide. So let's talk about who uses risk management. The complete risk management process involves all areas of your organization working together. So it means all areas of your organization works together in complete risk process. And if you talk about specifically, so audit committee will work on or uses risk management. IT steering committee, risk officers. So in organization we do have risk officers who conduct risk assessment and identify all that can go wrong in business. So mainly what a risk officer does, so they conduct risk management and they identify all the risk which can occur in our business. All levels of management, like in management, in all level of management, they work upon risk management. So assisting the risk officers with the identification of what can go wrong in their processes. So this is also kind of governance and oversight. So here we are mainly concentrating on risk management assessment. Okay. So in risk management also we are having dashboard reporting analytics, and we'll talk about what all modules we are using in risk management. So we are having risk framework and statement. We are having risk register, risk assessment and indicators, remediation and response task, and we are having issue workflow, and we are having administrators also, like we are providing role, we are having ACL. So based on that everybody will be having a specific role to work upon their you know specialized portion, and they are having script, integration, table and application menu, and notification. So we are going to discuss about in risk management video. So I'm just providing you overview, and I'm just throwing you light on what all modules are available in risk management. Okay, so we are going to talk about what is audit management in this slide. The ServiceNow audit management application involves a set of activities related to planning audit engagements, executing engagements, and reporting findings to the audit committee and executive board. Okay, and engagement reporting assure key stakeholders that the organizational risk and compliance management strategy is effective. So it ensures that audit management ensure that our whatever strategy related to compliance management is very effective based on our engagement reporting. So it is a set of activities related to planning audit engagement. It execute the engagement and find the report, and it send the report to the audit committee and executive board. And it ensures that our compliance management is taking place and it's very effective. The GRC audit product allow you to schedule internal audits, conduct resource planning, and scope engagements. You can also conduct audit activities, review continuous monitoring result, and report findings. Now let's talk about what is the benefits of audit management. So audit management product allow you to schedule internal audits, conduct resource planning, and scope engagements. You can also conduct audit activities, you know, review continuous monitoring result, and report finding. So we have just talked about this point in what is audit management. So this is advantage of having audit management. So we can schedule it. We don't have to do it manually. We can schedule our internal audits, and we can conduct resource planning as well as scope engagement. So, and we can monitor also continuously. Whatever result we get, we can monitor it on the basis of some frequency. Now we are going to talk about key activities for audit management. So auditors are responsible for the following. So mainly audit management is done by auditors, and what they do, they review policies and procedures, review risk, review control design, and along with this, they review control test design. First, they review control design, and whatever we have test cases for control design, they review it along with control design. And they review control test result also, like whatever result we are getting after the testing the control, and they review test controls as well as issue observations. Okay, who uses audit management? So I just told you auditors is responsible for audit management. So auditor is an independent body typically reporting to the board of directors who manage the audit management. Okay. And now let's discuss about what all modules do we use in audit management. So we are having test template and plans, engagement, audit task, and then same issues, workflows, dashboard, script, litigation, and all. Now we are having this next module of GRC, which is vendor risk. So let's try to understand what is vendor risk. So vendor risk assess, rate, and monitor external vendors. The vendor risk management application provides a centralized process for managing your vendor portfolio, accessing vendor risk, and tiering, and for completing the remediation life cycle. Okay. The GRC vendor risk management application ensures that the use of outsourced provider and supplier does not create an unacceptable potential for business disruption or a negative impact on business performance. Okay. The vendor risk management application allow you to access vendors to understand the risk they pose to your organization and reduce the manual burden and cost of assessment through automation. Okay. So now let's understand benefits of vendor risk management. So greater visibility. So in vendor risk management, we gain transparency into the status of assessment, issues, and tasks across your vendor ecosystem. It improves decision making. So it identifies the emerging risk using assessment and continuous monitoring with security rating provider. So it helps you to decision making. It increases performance, improve collaboration with while automating processes and consistent workflows across your vendor ecosystem, and it manages risk across your extended enterprise. Aggregated vendor risk scores and integration with GRC portfolio afford a holistic view of risk. So these are the benefits of having vendor risk management module. And quickly we'll try to understand who uses this vendor risk management. So vendor risk management is used by the following person or personnel: risk analytics and risk analyst. Sorry, risk analyst, vendor risk manager, functional department heads responsible for vendor compliance, for example, account executive, corporate counsel, information security, HR operations, and information technology. And what all modules comes under identifying, vendor risk. So we are having a lot of modules like vendors and vendor contact, vendor portal, tiring setup and tiring assessments, assessment setup and assessments, issue workflow. These are all modules we are aware of. We are using dashboard and reports also. And our final slide is about benefit of having GRC module. So we understood overall, all the application wise benefit like policy and compliance. What are the benefits of that? And if we are having a risk management, so what is the benefit of having risk management? So now we'll try to understand overall benefit of having GRC. So it manages issues to track remediation or issue exception. Okay, document and publish policies, download and import UCF content. So we'll talk about in UCF in our coming session. Utilize controls and mitigate risk. Okay, access assess risk exposure, continuously monitor risk and controls, plan and conduct internal audits. So these are the benefits of having GRC overall. So guys, let's see what all the modules. I have already provided you in slide, but I just want to provide you demo. So here you could see we are having authority documents, citation, overview. We are having policies, control objectives. So these are the important module of policy and compliance. So in our upcoming policy and compliance video, I'm going to explain one by one and we'll try to see how can you create new policy. Okay. So by going to policies, from this one you can, from this policies under policy and procedure you can create new policy. So in upcoming slide we'll create new policy. I'll explain you all the fields, what it does and how we provide it. So let's understand in policy and compliance. Now let's go to risk management. Okay, you could see here these are the risk modules. Like we are having scoping, we are having entity classes, type, my entities, all entities, inactive entities. So these are quite important modules in risk management. And we have to learn about risk register. So how can we create new risk, what is the assessment, how we create it, what is the issue in risk. So we are going to discuss about, we are having this my open remediation, we are having indicators. So these are very important part. So I'm going to make separate video on risk because this video has taken long time. Type here audit, and let's have a look of audits module. So these are the audit modules. You could see here engagement, we you might have seen engagement, workbench, again entity, scoping, and we have test template, test plans. We are having this ISO module also under audit, and all this compliance you could see. And under compliance we are having audits, you could see result, audit results. So we are going to talk about it. And vendor risk. Okay, so we have not installed the plugin for vendor risk, so you can install that plugin also. So guys, remember this, this is the module for vendor risk management. You have to install it. So let's install it. You install everything and be ready. We'll discuss about each of module in our coming videos.